Hello and welcome to Inside Track. We've got something very interesting to show you today. Behind me here is one of the first LEVC prototype commercials. These are very new. They're going to select customers to be trialled and tested ahead of a full market launch later on this year. And what's particularly exciting for us is this vehicle, is one of the two that are due to be delivered to our new customer, Octopus Energy. And as you can see, very forward-thinking brand. These guys really take advantage of the opportunity with large format media, completely wrap their vehicles from top to toe. So we've been working on a van program for Octopus, and now in turn looking at these particular LEVC prototypes ahead of launch later on this year. So James, if you follow me, let's take a closer look at the vehicle. Now this is actually a TX prototype. I'm going to make sure I get this right. This is a TX prototype vehicle. The official model, the VN5, will be available later this year. That's going to have a conventional load area, a dedicated load area. Purpose of these early trial vehicles is they have exactly the same powertrain as the VN5 model, so the customers will be able to use them, test them, see how they get on with them, and then they'll be ready for the VN5 from November onwards. So let's have a closer look at the wrap, and we thought we'd try and show you today a bit more of what goes into a wrap of this technical level and complexity. Quite a lot goes into it, right through from the design side, printing, digital printing on the large format machines, installation, quite complicated as well, of course, on something of this design and style. As you can see, James, if you just scan the vehicle as best you can, that every last inch of the vehicle coated. What we're dealing with here is essentially a second skin to the TX. The TX is white from factory, so if I just open the door there, you can see original factory paint. And then we're using a very high specification cast wrapping vinyl, HP latex printers, and the Media Fleet team install and really pay close attention to the detail as well. Filleting, edges, the sealing around those edges, the alignment, which I'll come back to in a moment. So moving around, as you can see, it's quite a bit of print on these. Colours are really important with the Pantones supplied by Octopus. Got to get the colours right, not just on one TX, but everyone in the batch and across the fleet as well. You might be able to just pick up there, you might be able to pick up a very slight texture in the surface of the material. That's actually the air release liner. Now, you see this on a lot of the higher specification vinyls. What those actually are is the air channels. That's the channels where the air release functions. So as you're applying the vinyl, the trapped air, and there's always a small amount of trapped air, however good the fitter is, the trapped air has got a channel to be worked out of the vinyl to the edge of the panel. So that's why when you see a wrap of this standard or this type of spec, you don't tend to see the type of air bubbles and perforations all over the surface of the film, because it has an air release liner in it. So what we'll do, we'll have a quick look at the second TX, which is in process at the moment, being fitted. And the fitting is perhaps the most important thing, really, after all the other stages. If it's not fitted correctly, it's not going to do the job. A good case in point is this vehicle is still not finished. It's about 98% finished, but last 2% all important. Final items are, you can see, you'll be able to make out a white line here. There'll be extra fillets of vinyl put in there so that the Octopus brand is uniform across the entire outer surface. It's a mobile billboard in effect, so there's no signs of factory white, nothing gets left unwrapped from an external point of view. So James, just follow me through. We'll have a look at final stages then of prototype number 2. Josie's just working on it here, heating and forming the material over the wing, and believe me, Josie makes this look a lot easier than it is. Might be able to get a little bit of an idea there of how the material tends to behave. And again, it's about knowing just the right temperature to work the film to, just how much pressure to apply. But if you do know what you're doing, you end up with this very clean, smooth finish across the whole of the front wing. And then you've got the cutting and the detailing to finish. Very important on the Octopus design, and this is where we'll perhaps tell you a bit about the creative and the artwork side, is the alignment. Because of course you start with a 2D visual created by a design agency or a brand manager, but then we have to work out how to transfer that 2D concept into the 3D shape. And so the scaling and the alignment of the artwork is quite a difficult thing to do. And James, if you just look at the way that the octopus tentacles here, they move from the cab doors, rear doors, right across. So that's moving across 4 or 5 panels. Every single piece has got to line up. And so our design team will spend quite a lot of time before we get anywhere near the print stages on a project like this, drawing up the artwork both at 2D, 3D level, looking at all the scaling, making sure that everything's going to print just right, so that when the fitting team come to install, they've got a fighting chance of hitting those alignment points around the TX in this case. Okay, to summarise then, Octopus Energy wrapped LEVC prototype. We're really pleased with how these have turned out and hope you agree that they look fantastic. Quite excited about the LEVC programme, model launch later in the year, and obviously we hope that many more customers will take the route that Octopus have and decide to use these as a mobile billboard. Just to finish, not specifically relevant to the branding, but I thought we'd show you the interior. It's quite a good interior for a commercial. So James, I don't know if you can just bring the camera in, have a closer look. As you can see, very comfortable cabin, seats very comfortable, all very high tech, easy to use, digital display. Yeah, really nice place to be, and all seems to be very well laid out and very well designed. So that's it for the LEVC prototypes. I hope you found the video interesting, and if you have, please keep an eye out and we'll send you more news soon. Thank you.